Welcome everyone to the Herdacity webinar today. I'm Brandy Cleaver. I'm the Director of Outreach here for Herdacity. We are a nonprofit women's empowerment organization, and our mission is to connect, promote, and empower women to seize opportunities. And as a professional, welcome everyone to the Herdacity webinar today. I'm Brandy Cleaver. I'm the Director of Outreach here for Herdacity. We are a nonprofit women's empowerment organization, and our mission is to connect, promote, and empower women to seize opportunities. And as a professional woman, I am so excited to serve other women through our networking, our programming, and our mentorship programming. Our goal through these webinars is to build an online platform around our three pillars here at Herdacity, which are economic empowerment, purpose and fulfillment, and work-life balance. As we begin to explore these topics that are hopefully relevant and timely and of interest to our community, I am eager to get to know those of you who are members and who are in our community better, and would love to hear back from you about topics that you're interested in. I'm also excited to get to know the webinar presenters better. These women have shared experiences that we can all learn from. And really the core of Herdacity is about women helping other women. And so I am honored to be a part of that and to bring that to you beginning today. Our special guest today is Raquel Greer. Raquel.
It's okay. It's a tongue twister.
It is. And we've only been talking for so long, Raquel. So Raquel Greer Gordian. And Raquel is a nationally recognized style and image consultant. And she is a graduate at the Fashion Institute of Technology, degree in image consulting. And so Raquel really began her career in New York, and luckily for all of us Texans, she got back to Austin, where she is originally from, and started her business here in the Austin area. And I think that one of the things that was so striking to me is it was when she was at the Fashion Institute that she really recognized that she could have a successful business that really could positively impact and change the lives of women. And so today I'm very excited for her to share her message with us. Many of her clients know for sure that the one thing that Greer Image Consulting has always been about, and now and since the beginning, is celebrating women and celebrating women through their own personal style. So Raquel, we are honored to have you with us today and look forward to hearing what you have to share. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Brandy. I am so excited to be here with everybody today and share about a topic that I am incredibly passionate about, which is personal style and image. As Brandy said, I am the founder and image consultant at Greer Image Consulting, an Austin, Texas based firm where I primarily work with professional women to, not only help them develop an image that supports their career, but also educate them on their best styles, their color palette, their body type, all of those things so that they can gain genuine confidence and clarity about their style and kind of continue to use that going forward and really be able to tap into their creativity. Style is very much your creative outlet every single day. And I believe that every single person on the planet is creative, and I think style is an amazing way to be able to use that and to express yourself. So today, there are kind of 5 key parts that I'm going to be talking about. The first thing is the key to creating successful and satisfying style. Because as I said, style should be your creative outlet every day. So it should be satisfying. You should feel really, even before you walk out the door every morning, like you achieved something. The second is what to consider when crafting your professional look. The 5 tools you'll use to actually master that outfit. So the things that you're really gonna put to use. The one thing you always need in every outfit. And then the do's and don'ts, the rules of your professional image. And I should say too, I think we enabled questions, but Brandy, if people want to ask throughout, I always like it to be kind of like an organic discussion. So if anything pops up for y'all, if you have specific questions, make sure to kind of send those in, and I would love to answer them along the way as we go through. So the key to creating successful and satisfying style. So there is one foundational point from which you have to work to develop impactful professional style. And that is you. So you are that thing. Your unique self, that is where you have to work to build your style. So, couple things to know. You can't find your style off a mannequin. And I know this is like truth bomb for a lot of people, because I hear this a lot from my clients where they're like, I just went into Banana Republic. I said I'll have one of each of those things. I'm just going to slap it on and this works. And that's great. It's typically like very well composed. But the honest truth is that the person that put together the outfit on that mannequin did not have you in mind when they created it. And your style is an expression of yourself. So it just doesn't feel connected to who you are. It has to be all about you. And as I said, you have to be kind of the foundational point from which you work. You can't find your style on Pinterest. Now, I will say Pinterest is incredibly valuable. Inspiration is so key to building a style that you love, just in kind of getting ideas and saying, ooh, I'd love to try that. Maybe I'll tweak that, and maybe I'll adjust it to my body type, to my color palette. Inspiration and ideas are really fun, but you need to thinking about what's going to work from you, and again, kind of tap into your creativity to take those things and run with them. You can't get your style from your mother or your grandmother. Now, you do probably take some pieces from them. If you think that everybody has style, but some people, some of my clients tell me, oh my gosh, my mother was never stylish, so I feel like I never got it, or my mother was super stylish and I'm not stylish, or, wherever you're kind of coming from. There are bits and pieces that you may take from them or your perspective on style. And I think that's really great to incorporate. But you are your own person. Your style is really, it's essentially the physical manifestation of kind of every moment that you have been up into to this point. So, how that relates to your professional style is if you're, a 22-year-old just coming out of college, you're entering your first job versus, you're a 52-year-old CEO, your style is going to be very different because it's going to very much be reflective of your experience and kind of your perspective at this current moment. So, as I said, your style is a reflection of you, of your unique experience. And it isn't unique. And even with your professional style, it's not just what you've been through professionally, it's what you've been through personally too. What are the different things that make up who you are? And your outfit is really the medium you use to project that. So, just a little question to put out into the universe for y'all. So who are you? And how do you want to be seen? So your style is all about who you are, but then professionally, it's all about, how do you want to be seen? How do you want to represent yourself? They always say dress for the job you want, not the job you have. So how do you want to build that structure that is your wardrobe and your style? So what to consider when crafting your professional look? Okay, so within the office setting, there is one thing, and y'all probably know this, but it's your office audience. Who are you seeing on a daily basis? Are you seeing Are you seeing coworkers? Are you seeing, are you going to see clients? Are you seeing, the CEO of your company? Who are the people that you are kind of around consistently in your office? And beyond kind of wanting to project your personal style and your personal self, whether that's, you want your style to be edgy or romantic or classic or elegant, there are kind of two main things that you want your style to be in the office. The first thing is powerful. Power is incredibly important to your professional image. Why? Because when you walk into a room, you want people to feel your presence, to know that you're there. To know that you are worth respecting, that your ideas are worth listening to. And you can see in Esmeralda's outfit right here, she has, she's presenting power. She is doing that through a number of different elements, which I will talk about in just a minute. Now, the other thing that you want to be in the office is approachable. Right? So you don't want to be so powerful all the time that you're scary. Now, powerful is good if you're in your most important meeting, if you're asking for a raise, those things you really want to be power forward, but you also want to consistently be approachable because, you want the person that you're sitting next to at your desk to want to talk to you. You want it to be a comfortable environment where you get to know people and you build friendships and you have that community within your workplace. So rarely are you kind of one or the other. Even when you're in your most approachable moments, when you're at your desk, you still want little elements of power, right? You still want that respect, which often results in kind of a nuanced look of both of those things. So she's kind of, so Gina, who's in the middle, is kind of pulling in some of those more serious elements of power, but then she's also got that approachability too through a couple different things. So she really is able to balance that, which day to day in the office is kind of where you want to hang out. Now, to become a combination of your powerful and your approachable self, to kind of create the right message and kind of bring up the visual volume on both of those in certain situations. There are 5 different kind of ingredients to each outfit that you're going to use. So the first one is color. So color is the most important part of any outfit, is the first thing people see. They can see it from a distance. They can obviously see it up close. And that is something that will indicate to them power and approachability. So colors that are most powerful are going to be dark, kind of straightforward colors. So navy, if you're warmly complected, is a great office color. Charcoal is a great color when you are in that important meeting because it's a little bit complex, right? So gray is a combination of black and white. So it's literally a more complex color and it makes you look more complex. Brown is a great one as well. Black is super, super serious. Obviously, it's the most serious. Now, when you want to lighten it up, as you can see in Esmeralda's look, even though she has a little bit more serious look on her face, We've popped the blush, which is a huge trending color right now, and also with that hot pink. So it's fun, it's a little bit bright, but it's also office appropriate. So bright lights are going to be a little bit more fun, a little bit more laid back, and then you do those dark colors for when you really want it to be a little bit more serious. Texture. Smooth versus rigid. Now, smooth textures, and you can see in Sharanya's look, so in her dress, you can see, she kind of has the leopard print. So she's creating a little bit more approachability through the print, but the actual texture of the dress is smooth. You can see on the bottom, she's wearing a pointed patent leather toe pump, which is a smooth texture. And smooth textures equate to straightforward. They're no nonsense. You're not looking around. You're not going into the details on them, right? They're straightforward. So that's something that in those most powerful moments that you have to create is better than something a little bit softer. As you can see, like Esmeralda's vest, right? It's got a lot of texture there. So it's kind of playful. There's a lot of energy to it, and it's kind of more of a talking piece than something that's a little bit more straightforward and is all about rather than being a talking piece, the more straightforward pieces are about, hey, let's focus on what you're saying, let's focus on what you're doing, rather than kind of all those little fun details. Structure. This is a word that I love to use with my clients. And it's not something that a lot of people talk about, but when I introduce this word to people, they are like, that's it, that's what we need, because this is something that you need all the time in professional situations. And you'll find this a lot. I chose this picture of Jen, because you can see right across her shoulder line. She's got kind of those puffed up sleeves, right? So that is kind of where your eye goes right there. And so that structure adds power. That really gives her presence. So it's the reason why in your most important meeting, you wear a blazer. And the 80s is back in full force right now. So we're seeing a lot of the shoulder pads. So, so that really gives you so much of that structure as opposed to a cardigan. So cardigan is a great finishing piece for your more casual business casual days. When you want to dress it up, you always want to do a blazer, and you want to have that line across here as well. You can also see kind of Jen's, well, actually, Sharanya has a good example of it. So another way that you can see structure is you can kind of see with the collar of her jacket, she has what's called a peaked lapel. So it's going up. So it's really, again, adding to that presence versus a notched lapel, which goes a little bit more down, which is a little bit more relaxed and kind of has more of a feeling of like the flow of Esmeralda's jacket. Shape. Okay, so shape within the garment you're wearing. Straight lines, just like texture, just like the structure, are more straightforward. You're not getting distracted. You're going to make a point. You're going to make a point in the meeting in those really important, powerful moments. And for Gina, she has kind of a more playful look. So straight lines, serious, curved lines, like you see in her necklace, and then you see all throughout her skirt, are more playful. They're more fun. They're taking your eye everywhere. And so you can kind of follow them and feel that energy, and you can kind of feel, the romantic style within Gina's look. So it's a little bit more relaxed. It's still office appropriate. But again, it's kind of more on the approachable side. Now, the fifth part that you want to always consider with your personal style, the fifth tool, is the composition, right? How you're putting all the different elements together. Because if you're just saying, okay, I got all these things, I'm going to slap them on, but they're not kind of talking to each other, then your look is not going to feel put together. It's not going to feel polished. it's not going to feel thoughtful. And with your style, you always want to look like you meant to do it. You meant to put all these ingredients together. Okay, so how I put together all of these looks. So there's one thing that is a term I always use with my clients, that is an easy way to kind of describe how everything should move together. And that term is linking. You just want to link all of the different elements because, as I said, you want to make sure it looks like you meant to do it. So everybody's got to be talking to each other. Everybody's got to be in the same family. So for Esmeralda's look, you can see now on top, we've got kind of a monochromatic look minus the necklace. Now you might not think of this as monochromatic because we've got hot pink and blush, but they're both pink, right? So they're both in the same family. They're talking to each other. And if your style is kind of like elegant, if you like a little bit more of the classic looks, monochromatic is a great thing to do, to kind of, really, play into that elegant style because it's very timeless. Now for the necklace, as you can see, we have kind of some of those soft pastel colors. So I've linked the blush back to her vest. And then we also have in here kind of like a powder blue, a lavender, and all of those colors, they have the same characteristics. So they're soft, light, which is why to pair with this whole look, I chose a taupe boot because that is also a soft, light gray. And then of course we finished it with a dark wash skinny jean denim, perfect for the office. Now in Sharanya's look, and I don't know how closely y'all can see this, but you can see she kind of has a gold and black necklace in there, which in her dress, not only does her necklace have little black and gold beads, so the circles are going to actually play into the shapes of the dress. So you want to mix not only colors, like I did in Esmeralda's, but also the shapes. So circle goes with circle. So the gold is going to play into the sand, the black into the leopard, and then we finished it with the classic black blazer. And then we popped it. We made it a little bit more dramatic. We made it a little bit sassier with the patent leather pointed toe red pump. If you do have a little bit of, if you like a little bit edgier, more dramatic style, leopard and animal print is generally a huge trend right now. Red is also a huge trend for fall. So if you bring these together, your look is bam. It's gonna be intense. It's gonna be loud. But if that's your personality, feel free to do it because it is so much fun. Now, for Jen's look, what I've done is, as you can see in the pants, we have kind of this abstract print. So with every piece in your closet, it's so easy to kind of style them in the same way every single time you wear it. So it's easy to kind of put the same pants with the same shirt with the same necklace every single time you wear it. But, that really thwarts your creativity. And as I was saying before, tapping into your creativity is so key to owning your style. And so with pattern pieces in your wardrobe, you want to look at it, take a second look at it, and not just, for a pattern skirt, do, a white blouse or something that's a little bit safer, or, only pull one color, but look at all the different colors that you can pair in a pattern scarf, pair with a pattern scarf or with a pattern pant. So with Jen's, as you can see, we have mustard in here, we have white, we have the blush, we have the red. So for this look, I've chosen to pull the red, but you can pull any of those colors if you have a pattern piece in your wardrobe and really make them pop. So I've linked that back to her jacket. And then for the necklace, again, as I mentioned, like in Sharanya's, so we've used kind of those circles in her necklace to play into the leopard in her dress. And for Jen's, I've used kind of those straight lines in her necklace to play into that pattern as well. And then, of course, makeup. You can always pop those colors. As you see, Jen has that red lip to really finish it and tie the whole thing together. Now for Gina's look, so for that floral pattern, again, like Sharonya's, like Jen's, I've chosen to use that pattern and link it back to the baubles in her necklace. So we're doing a little bit of the pattern play there, and then you have kind of the gray florals through the bottom, which are now linking back to her snakeskin pointed toe pumps. Because, so you can see we kind of have like that sandy neutral with the black, and then you have that light gray neutral in the skirt. And so both of those are kind of playing off of each other. Now this is a little bit, so Gina's a very creative person. She definitely likes kind of a more eclectic look. And so if you do like that, feel free to bring in the animal print and the florals and big jewelry. It's all about highlighting you and making all of those elements work together. So throughout all 4 of these outfits, there is one common thing that they all have. And that's accessories. So that is the one thing that you have to have in every single outfit you put together. And this goes for your professional style. This goes if you're casual. I style my clients for every occasion. And if they're, going to the little league game with their kids, I'll accessorize them. Why? Because it shows that you're detail oriented. It shows that you're thoughtful. It shows that you took the time and you took the care. And the main thing, as I said, is detail oriented in the office. You don't forget about stuff. You have a lot of things on your calendar. You have a lot of things to do, and you are paying attention to all of it. And that is exactly what accessories show people, is that you care. Okay, so the do's and don'ts of your professional image. Do, as I said, add details, make sure to accessorize. And this is not just jewelry. This can be belts, scarves. You could do an all black look and then pop it with a, neon yellow tote. Something like that will really make your look feel mindful. Add approachability. So as you saw in Esmeralda's look, the dressy denim is great for the office. Now, I know in some, Austin is a very casual business culture, and, it seems like generally everywhere is kind of going a little bit more casual. And if your office is on that train of kind of not just doing casual Fridays, but really allowing jeans every day of the week, there are rules surrounding that. So dark wash. If possible, don't do a light stitching, do a dark stitching. You kind of want them to be the cousin of the pencil pant or the trouser. So you want to kind of, not do a huge departure and do some of the trends right now with the super distressed or super holy. There are so many holy jeans right now, and don't bring that to the office. Even if you're seeing it everywhere, chances are, the 65-year-old guy that works right next to you is not going to understand that, and he's going to be very confused by that. So you want to make sure that your whole audience kind of gets what you're doing and still feels like, okay, that makes sense at the audience, at the office. Polished sandals. Now, this is a little bit of a difficult thing because, for you women that might be, work in tech, a lot of the times I hear from my clients that there will be guys coming in there in cargo shorts and flip-flops. And it's like, well, why can't I wear flip-flops? You can. But really, as I said before, as you know, dress for the job you want, not the job you have. So you really want to be more polished than that. I am a firm believer that flip-flops, no matter what other people are doing, they belong at the pool or the beach, and that's kind of where they're meant to stay. And there are so many other fun, spring and summer sandals with fringe and bells and suede and, different prints and patterns and all that kind of stuff where you can really express yourself and use it rather than, oh, I just threw this on this morning and, because I didn't want to think too much about it. Add power. As I said with Sharonya's look, Pointed toe pumps. Those, not only are they straight lines, but having a pointed toe is going to make you look more statuesque. It's going to really kind of up that visual volume. Structured jackets, blazers are your friend. You know, and there's so many. It doesn't have to be, you know, the suit. A lot of us don't have to have no use for suits anymore. So do a structured jacket in a fun color like Jen's. You know, red, or for the fall, velvet, or mustard is used right now. Lavender is huge. There's so many different ways that you can kind of make it playful, but then also bring up that power. Add creativity. Now, I have jumpsuit on the screen. I know this is a very specific thing, but I am like very much on the jumpsuit train. I have been for a while now. But I think that is such a fun piece to do under a blazer to the office, because it feels a little bit more formal. But it is also, you know, it's fun. Jumpsuits are fun. They're like wearing dressy pajamas to work, but in a good way. And then also color play. So play colors off of each other. You know, colors that have the same kind of characteristics typically work well together. So you could always do a mustard with a plum because they're dark, warm, soft colors. You could do a lime or a turquoise with a coral because they're light, bright, warm colors. You could do a hot pink with a cobalt because they're dark, cool, bright colors. Play those things off of each other. Use color. And you know, the best thing to do when you're playing in your wardrobe is throw it on and ask ask the question of, okay, does this work or does this not work? And in either situation, if it works and you're like, yeah, I think I'm feeling this, because style is very intuitive. So you throw it on and you're like, I'm loving this. Ask yourself why. That will help you to consistently make looks that work in the future. So why is it working? Oh, those colors are popping. Oh, these shoes are popping, that pattern in that shirt. And you'll be able to kind of consistently use those techniques if you have the answers. And if they don't work, ask yourself why too. Why isn't this working? Okay, should I replace the shirt? Let's see if this is going to work with the skirt. Play around. Give yourself room, because style is not meant to be so rigid. As I said, it is your creative outlet. It is a fun place. Your closet should be somewhere that you love to go every morning and explore and really represent yourself at the office. And then the last thing on do's, just be mindful. Skirt length. If you think it's too short, it probably is. Blouse cut. There's so many low cut blouses now, which is very annoying. Now, you can put a tank underneath. I do not love putting tanks underneath stuff. Why? Because it's distracting from the whole outfit. And as I said, I like everything to link together. So instead, put a little stitch in it. Put a little hook and eye at the, tailor, and then it solves that problem. You never have to think about it again. Now, don'ts to the office. I've gone over some of these. Flip-flops, obviously. Pilling clothes. So those little balls that you get in your sweater, your t-shirts. It's not fun, because a lot of clothes now, because they're made with synthetic and natural fibers, what the pilling is the fibers rubbing against each other. And so it can happen pretty quickly. And so what it does is it makes makes your clothes look worn out. And you want to look like you've invested in your clothes, like they're fresh, and they're like, you're a forward thinker and you're fashion forward. And so to avoid this, make sure to wash clothes inside out, hang dry. That's always helpful. If something's already pilled, sail it away and just say goodbye that I had a wonderful few moments with you. As I said, flip-flops, outdated. This is tough, but, if it's not a really classic, basic piece, 5 years is kind of a good thing to keep in mind. Now, there are classics, again, that really will withstand, but that's just something to be mindful. Because as I said, you want to be you want to be a forward thinker, and you want to be fashion forward. Therefore, you don't want it to look like you're living in 2002. Beat up heels. This is annoying because it's so easy to be hard on heels, but you need to think about it. You need to notice the back. If kind of the plastics coming up or the bottoms coming off, or, you know, they're all scraped up, anything like that. Either if you love them enough, we have the Austin Shoe Hospital here, which is awesome. If you're somewhere else, you might have something like that. Take them in, or say goodbye. You had a nice little life with them. I like to change over shoes pretty much every season, because unless there's something that I really love, you know, DSW is a great place to get shoes that are reasonably priced. And then next season, you're like, oh, look at this fun trend thing. Incorporate that. Sleeveless. So this is a little bit of, it depends on your office culture. As you saw, Gina was in a sleeveless top there. And for some companies that works, they're a little bit more relaxed. But classic business casual, you should have a jacket. So if you're sitting at your desk, taking that off, it doesn't matter. But it's good to have at least a cardigan, a blazer, even just like a little wrap, you know, that you can throw on if you're going to see somebody that day that you want to look a little bit more put together, because sleeveless is a little bit, you know, it's a little bit more relaxed, and you don't want your outfit to be, you know, you don't want that to be distracting. You want it to be enhancing, and you want it to really feel put together. All right, so that is it, y'all. Where to find me? You can find me at greerimageconsulting.com if you have questions about my services, or you just have questions generally. If you live in Austin, I have a freebie on my website called the 40 Best Boutiques in Austin that you can sign up for. If you are not in Austin, you will get that when you sign up, but I send out a weekly blog with style tips, wardrobe inspiration, all kinds of different stuff that's really going to help you kind of get where you want to get with your professional and personal wardrobe. If you are a social media person, you can find me on Instagram at Raquel Greer Gordian. The Facebook is Greer Image Consulting, and then Twitter is Raquel Gordian.
Raquel, thank you so much. Thinking about a very practical, powerful, and approachable for that business and professional style. Really does simplify it, and the truth bomb of my style is not on the mannequin. Definitely I'm going to process that. So for those of you who are joining us, I would love to hear your questions. We did get one, Raquel.
Yes.
So the question is, just thinking about the pop of makeup that the one lady had on, that red lipstick. I don't wear makeup often. Do you have any tips for basics to keep up my professional look?
So for work, you generally want to keep it, I mean, you can wear a red lip, like if that's your personality, if you want to go bold. If you haven't really worn a lot of makeup before, I think just doing a super simple lipstick, a simple, you know, blush, mascara, you know, it's kind of, makeup is kind of the same thing as accessories, and then it shows that you're detail oriented. But at the office, you do often want kind of a more natural look, because you don't want it to be distracting. So I would say just kind of keep to the basics, you know, use, you know, as I said, the mascara, little bit, you know, even just a nude lipstick can kind of enhance. A foundation, if you like, that's more about your skin type. But if you are in Austin, I actually have a wonderful makeup artist that does tutorials that I refer people to. So if you want to reach out, I can also give you some more information there as well.
Thanks so much, Raquel.
Yeah.
We do have one more question. It's about accessories. Regarding accessories, how much is too much? Rings, bracelets?
Oh, how much is too much? Well, this is really a personality thing. You know, I tend to err on the side of what's your style. So a lot of my clients are very minimalist. So right now, a lot of the daintier pieces are, you know, really big. And so kind of just doing a little bit of that, if you see your style as a little bit more kind of elegant, classic. You know, if you like edgier style, go for the big hoops that are in right now. Go for a couple different rings. Now, I have one cocktail ring on today, but there's many days where I have 3 large rings on. You know, it's really about what feels comfortable for you. If you're just trying out or kind of just incorporating stuff into your, looks, I would say maybe try, earrings, necklace, ring. And then you can kind of bring up the size. If you have a big necklace, generally you want a daintier earring, but if you have a bigger personality, you can kind of have a bigger earring. So you can have earrings, necklace, ring. It's more about the size and what you're comfortable with there. So load up, but get the pieces that minimal if you like a little bit more classic, and if you want a little bit more of that edge and a little bit more of that kind of intensity to your look, try bigger. The main thing with earrings and necklace is that you don't want them to touch. So you don't want a big fringe earring and then a big bauble necklace and everything's, distracting there. The other thing that I hear a lot from my clients, if you're on a computer all day, just stay away from bracelets. That's a really easy thing because you're clanking around and that's going to get distracting. Anything that really distracts you is too much.
Perfect.
Mm-hmm.
So this is a great one. Is there a rule about where necklaces should fall?
Yes, there is. It's called your balance points. So you have 2 balance points. So balance points are based on the shape and length of your face. Basically, it's the position where necklaces should fall to frame your face in the most flattering way. So the first way, I'll do this very quickly, but basically, you want to take a string. And you can contact me too about this and I can go into more detail, but take a string up your face and then drop this side down. That's your first balance point on your chest. So like if you have a longer face, you can handle longer necklaces. The second is the widest part of your face. So wrap a string around your chin, and then you take that string and drop it down to your clavicle, and that's your second point. So mine is about right here, and then I have a longer one as well. You can wear them both if you want to wear layering necklaces. You can kind of do both of them at the same time, or you can just choose one.
That's wonderful and very precise, Raquel. Thank you. I think we've got time just for one more question.
Yeah.
It's a mom of a toddler,
Mm-hmm.
and she doesn't get as creative with her wardrobe as she used to. I can imagine that. And what are some quick tips to just add a little polish and style before walking out the door?
So, well, I think for my mom clients, which a lot of my clients are moms, I think simplify first. Kind of knowing your color palette is a good way to simplify your wardrobe, because then everything kind of naturally flows together. I use the seasonal system. So say you're an autumn and you have deep, warm, soft, you have a deep, warm, soft color palette. So if you choose all of the colors in that palette to go in your wardrobe, like burgundy, plum, evergreen, marigold, all of those things naturally flow together. So it makes it easier to throw them on together and kind of play with them. If you don't know your color palette, it might be good to just mostly go kind of neutral. You don't need a lot of stuff in your wardrobe. You just need to know how to work with it. So, one pair of black jeans, one pair of white jeans, with a toddler, you might not have white jeans, but, one pair of dark jeans, one pair of, fun ripped jeans for the weekend, and then do, gray, blacks, whites, if you're comfortable there, or if you want to do color, but kind of keep that part contained, and then have some easy accessories that you can throw on over that. So keep the wardrobe basic, and then invest in accessories that you really love, and that'll be a quick throw on for each of those. And then for the shoes, The greatest mom shoe ever is the fashion sneakers right now. And these actually, you can do a lot of them to work. Those kind of like the ones that you'll see in like the velvet or the leather, those are so fun because they're comfortable. So if you're getting up and down with a toddler or anything like that, you'll feel comfortable, and they'll also be polished. And a lot of those are also neutral too. So you get that in a black and a gray. It's something that you can kind of swap in and out of outfits, make it easy, finish with accessories, get out the door.
Raquel, thank you so much for equipping us with some tools and tips to express ourselves through our wardrobe, and to really be creative in doing so. And we all really appreciate it. And I do encourage you to go out and follow Raquel. I have certainly downloaded the 40 boutiques and follow you on your blog, and appreciate your tips. I want to thank everyone for joining us today on our Herodacity webinar. I encourage you to join us again next week when we will be talking about why her vote counts. We're